Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our presentation, The Golden Year of Programming. Before we begin our closed circuit portion of the presentation, we'd like to take just a moment of your time to present one of the nation's experts in broadcast research with his timely analysis of where this vital subject stands as we approach the forthcoming season. We bring you an industry leader with vast experience in every phase of the advertising profession, research consultant, media director, and at one time agency time buyer. One of America's most informed research consultants, Mr. Lester Sherborne.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, when my good friend and colleague, Sketch Adler, asked me to kick off this little presentation, he said, Les, these boys and girls know the score. They know who's playing the game. Don't try to paint pretty pictures that just aren't there, Les. Give them the facts. Facts, facts, facts. Now, I promise you that I'm going to take Sketch's advice. I'm going to speak right out. And if I should happen to step on a few toes, well, we'll just let the toes fall where they may. Television time buying today is at the crossroads, and there aren't any traffic lights. It can be profitable or unprofitable, feast or famine, sink or swim, hit or miss, animal, vegetable, or mineral. Now you may ask, whereof do I speak? Well, leave me tell you that I've had considerable experience in this little industry of ours. Considerable. I've held positions of responsibility with 17 ad agencies, 3 major and/or minor networks, 11 station reps, 6 trade magazines, and the Good Humor Company, all within the last 3.5 years. There, my friends, is a record that speaks for itself. Now, just what is our general policy here at KLAT? I think I can best illustrate my point by recalling a personal experience that happened to me many, many years ago. I was meteor chief at one of the large Mad Ave agencies. And one day, one of my subordinates, an eager young time buyer, got into my office somehow. Chief, he said, I know I'm overstepping my bounds, but I have here the answer to the whole media problem. I know how we can provide a broader research program, more accurate ratings, lower cost per thousand, more profitable merchandising tie-ins, and substantial dollar savings for each and every one of our clients. I know this is your department, Chief, he said, but all I want is a chance to present my plan, Chief, he said. I knew that here was a young lad with enterprise, a young lad with moxie. Here was a young lad who could step right into my job. I smiled, placed a hand on his broad shoulder, looked him straight in his eye, and said, J. Walter, get the hell out of my office. Often wondered whatever happened to that enterprising young lad. Now, one question frequently asked of me is, what about children's programs? Or, as we in the biz like to refer to them, kid shows. To this question I say, yes. Yes, what about them? Now, we here at KTLA have gone to great expense to compile facts and figures on kid shows. And right here, I'm happy to say, are the results. Now, you'll notice on this here chart here we have children's programs and divided into two columns, age group and percent of market. Age group over 6, under 5. Over 8 but under 9, over 10. Over and or under 10, 20, and under 12, over. And out. And there, certainly, excuse me. There we are. Now, why do we here at LAKT claim that we can do a better job for you than our competition? Now, that is a straightforward question, and it deserves a straightforward answer. Another subject that bears at this here particular time is KLTA's average share of audience throughout the typical broadcast day. Now, we conducted an intensive survey of 1,000 television homes in the Los Angeles area. That's all there are. And we came up with some revealing answers. Now, we based our survey on 4 fundamental situations. 4. Percentage of persons per set, persons per set percentage, sets per person per purse, and perception per section per person. And here is chart number 2. Now, we share of... We divided the number of the days of the week into the days of the week, all 8 of them here, starting with the top of the week and working down. And then we also wanted to make sure that our competition got an even break and fair shake. So we have Station X, Station Y, Station Z, Station XX, Station R, and our own beloved TALK. Now, in compiling these figures, we had to take into consideration many determining factors. And, for example, production within the market itself, so that the research could absolutely. And we found that what we Are there any questions on that chart? Now, mention has been made of some of the new programs which you'll be seeing shortly on KLAT, and I myself would be remiss if I didn't reveal to you now some of our banner shows that we plan for the very near future. 1, an on-the-spot documentary about the struggles and joys of a country doctor and how he succeeds through fee-splitting, income tax evasion, and illegal operations. Americana, friends. 2, an updated version of One Man's Family, starring the beloved Eddie Fisher, Elizabeth Taylor, and Richard Burton. Number 4, well, 3 is ridiculous. Number 4, a weekly news conference featuring a panel of prominent analysts and columnists as they interview the butchers of America. The show is titled Press the Meat. And J, number J, here we think we have a roll winner here, a roll winner. This is a warm human interest story about the love of a boy for his collie dog. Now, you may think you've seen shows like this before, but ours is different. This boy really loves his dog. In the first episode, they announced their engagement. Now, leave me to say a few words about violence. Now, many people complain that television has too much shooting, and stabbing, and strangling, and poisoning, and kicking, and scratching, and whipping, and slugging, and kneeing, and mugging, and hanging, and biting, and choking and gouging and flogging and drowning and stomping and hitting and incest. So much for violence. Now, in conclusion, I would like to say that we here at ATLK sincerely hope that the film you're about to see in a few moments will get our little message across to you. You know, boys and girls, we're never too old to learn. You may learn something here today. I know that I've learned something here today already. I've learned I'll never get involved in a clam bake like this again, I'll tell you.
This is New York. This is the building that houses a major advertising agency. And this is Ernie, a harried time buyer. Well, working late? You got a problem, huh? Oh, you're buying the LA market. Well, that is a problem. It's a crazy mixed-up market. It requires a very special approach. Tell me, Ernie, would you like to know about some of the unique problems of this market? Would you like to have a first-hand look? Would you like to fly? Well, what are we waiting for? You're going to be our guest for a tour of Los Angeles and KTLA, Southern California's leading independent station. Oh, you won't need that. No, come on, Ernie. Let's hurry. Yeah, take that, Ernie, and let's go. Come on, Ernie. We're coming into Los Angeles, Ernie, land of sunshine and money. $16 billion of buying power per year in metropolitan LA alone. It's the second largest market in the country. Yep, close to 3 million television homes. 62% of the total TV homes in the entire state. And the growth is staggering. More than 1,000 people a day move into the LA market. Since 1950, this market has grown over 55%. And experts predict that Los Angeles will soon outpace New York. Now, this is the beginning of our story. Here's where we get out. Come on, Ernie. Look, we've got a lot of ground to cover. Stop fooling around, Ernie. Let's go. We're going to have to hurry. From KTLA's telecopter, the only flying television unit in the world, we see the thriving city of San Diego on our southern perimeter. In fact, Nielsen reports Channel 5 having the highest percentage of penetration of any Los Angeles independent station in this million-home market. Our coverage reaches deep into the desert, as well as the outlying communities of Lancaster, San Bernardino, and Riverside. Yes, KTLA's programming is a favorite with our friends in the lovely coastal city of Santa Barbara. We cover it all. More than 100 individual towns and cities that make up the Southern California broadcast market. Its vast network of freeways, the high-speed arteries that help this exploding area mushroom every day. It's a busy, active market growing more complex, more competitive every day. People going places, doing things, buying and using every category of consumer goods. Influenced by your KTLA advertising. Convinced that your product or service is the one to buy. Chinatown, a tourist delight. The bustling heart of the commercial center. More swimming pools than any city in the nation. Supermarkets that exemplify architectural ingenuity. Fabulous, fabulous Beverly Hills. Wealthiest residential area in the world. Dotted with palatial estates, lavish country clubs. Olvera Street, landmark of history from the early days of Los Angeles. Little Tokyo, an important and distinct part of life in this community. Yes, the famous Hollywood Bowl with its symphonies under the stars. Chavez Ravine, our new stadium, an element of pride in Los Angeles' progress in becoming the nation's most sports-minded city. The vast facilities you see directly below is the home of KTLA and our parent company, Paramount Pictures. Byword in the field of entertainment for over 50 years. Going my way. For whom the bell tolls. The greatest show on earth. Breakfast at Tiffany's. And the Ten Commandments. Acres and acres of sets, props, costumes, famous people. Jesse Lasky, Hal Wallace, Cecil B. DeMille. Paramount, truly a great name in motion pictures. A great name in the entertainment field. A great name in television. Ernie, how would you like to try just one more landing? And don't be nervous now. There we are. Gets easier every time, doesn't it? All right. There. Just toss that in the copter. Fine. Come on, Ernie. Now let's visit the television side of the lot, where our famous Paramount Sunset Studios are located. Leasing facilities for the making of fine television programs such as Have Gun Will Travel, Pete and Gladys, and The Rebel. Oh, Ernie, right now we're shooting America's favorite Western, Gunsmoke. Go on in. Go on.
Harry!
This is KTLA's fabulous Stage 6, Ernie. The largest in the country. 16,000 square feet. These hallowed halls have been witness to the passing parade of the many greats of bygone years. As a matter of fact, Had you been standing in the center of this stage on January the 10th, 1927, yeah, that's about right there, well, you would have been standing next to Al Jolson on the first day of shooting of the world's first talking picture, The Jazz Singer.
Rock-a-bye your baby with a Dixie
Ernie.
melody. When you cruise,
Please, Ernie, we must. Thank you. Then came the gangster era. George Raft was thrilling millions with his role in Scarface. Yes, those were thrilling days. The motion picture screen had brought Ernie. No, Ernie. Ernie, they made the picture. And then from this very same stage, Ginger Rogers teamed up with a pretty fair country-type dancer, none other than the popular Mr. Fred Astaire. Ernie! Say, Ernie! Oh, Ernie. And today, with the addition of over $500,000 in the latest and finest electronic equipment, KTLA maintains this peak of perfection with such productions as the Bolshoi Ballet, the first full-scale Western produced on videotape. And the recent Stan Freberg special, The Chungking Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention? Here's the man. He's the man.
You know, fine crews and personnel make these productions possible, and KTLA can boast a phenomenal record in that area. 85% of the engineering and production personnel have been on the job since the transmitter was first turned on 16 years ago. Ernie, look, I warned you, we don't have too much time, and there's still a lot to see.
But it wasn't.
Welcome to Open Oat. For those of you who have just joined us, we are discussing tonight the shape of breakfast cereals and their role in modern society.
I have a feeling that
Pardon me, Dr. Grosbeck, but I don't think Mr. Snyder has quite made his point.
Well, my point is simply that cereals which are shaped like things just for the sake of being shaped like things are gimmicks.
No,
They have no validity.
That's
Now,
right.
you take a cereal like Cheerios. May I mention names?
I wish you would, actually.
Fine. Well, they're shaped like little O's, not because some Madison Avenue guy said, hey, O shapes would be good this season, but conversely, the little O permits the all-around toasting of the oat.
I've tasted them. They're not too bad, actually. I think that we're missing something important here, aside from the taste factor. In the actor's studio.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid our time is up. Mr. Snyder, I was wondering, do you happen to have a box of Cheerios handy so that we can
No,
chew?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Well, it's an O shape. They get the idea.
I suppose.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next week.
I really must.
I was only going to say.
I've got to argue with you.
You didn't have
Yeah,
it?
that's
Well,
right.
you didn't have it.
You see, we don't do everything in the studio, you know. We're on the road much of the time with our remote units. On the road with over $2 million worth of specialized equipment. Big units, little units, special units, more than any other station in Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, no independent or network station in the country can match KTLA's rolling stock. We're very proud of this newest acquisition, the finest, most complete color video units in existence, representing another major investment of over $1 million. Why all this extensive equipment for an independent station? Because KTLA is not made up of just film cans and projectors, we recognize the need to be a part of the community, to service that community, to be where the story is, whether in the form of entertainment, like the Freddie Martin Show, originating live from the world-famous Coconut Grove. Or Southern California's favorite live musical show, Polka Parade. And, of course, Dorothy Gardner, Los Angeles television's most effective daytime women's personality. Or religious services originating from a different church each week. And here's an example of KTLA's noted coverage of special events, the Teenage Fair from Pacific Ocean Park. In the documentary field, the award-winning Line of Sight show with Bill Stout, covering such significant local events as John F. Kennedy's visit to Los Angeles, expressing his views on the self-appointed anti-communist groups.
Right, with common trade and strategic goals, and devote less energy to organizing armed bands of civilian guerrillas that are more likely to supply local vigilantes than national vigilance.
We were again in the local spotlight during the Reverend Martin Luther King special visit to the coast, presenting his opinions on the ever-increasing problem of the Muslim police conflict. It's a fast-moving world, a fast-moving city, and it takes a fast-moving news operation to keep astride of the day's events. Talk to the man on the street. He'll agree it's through the strength of the news department that you establish image in the community, acceptance in the market. Channel 5 prides itself in the most aggressive, knowledgeable, finest equipped news staff in the city. From early morning to late night, we stay on top of the news, starting the day with AM LA at 8. Cleet Roberts News and the Big Three at 6:30 p.m. And the Big Three final at 11 o'clock.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Cleet Roberts reporting the international scene. Bill Stout with the local news. Tom Harmon on deck for all the late sport news.
Norm Schuyler, Tokyo. Bill Cody, Paris. A. Ashkenazi, Berlin. Bob Elfstrom, Stockholm. These primetime news shows are supplemented throughout the day with frequent helicopter reports.
The Coast Guard is arriving now.
it does appear possibly as though the Dominator will meet her final resting place just 200 yards off the Palos Verdes Peninsula. Some 80 to 100 automobiles were washed down the hill and slamming into each other, causing a terrific tie-up here early this morning. Many of the cars are still packed up against one another. And for a real close report of what's going on, let's go down to the ground and join Stan Chambers with our special unit.
We're just about 2628 Beechwood. Our mobile unit sending the signal direct to the KTLA telecopter. Tremendous amounts of mud up to the hubcaps and above.
KTLA stands head and shoulders above the competition in the field of on-the-spot reporting, as evidenced by the recent Bel Air catastrophe.
This is the news special leaving the KTLA lot. Please stand by for complete coverage of the Bel Air fire. We estimate our time of arrival on the scene at 20 minutes. We'll be able to give you complete coverage at that time. Meanwhile, we switch you to Larry Shear in the KTLA telecopter now over the fire.
You are not urged but warned to stay completely out of this area. The roads and the thoroughfares must be kept open for firefighting and emergency equipment. Any sightseers or spectators attempting to get into this area will be arrested immediately, no questions asked.
There again is a matter of minutes.
People look to KTLA for its fast action coverage in times of crisis. Tune to 5 becomes the byword when unscheduled local events occur. As this story was unfolding on the screen, KTLA literally dominated the audience, including all 3 network stations, rating a 25 during the peak hour, 9 to 10 p.m.
Tremendously hot about that we're over. This now is covering some 2.5 or 3 acres, and you can see how close the flames are coming to this home, actually right down in the front yard of the home. A lot of fire equipment there. Firefighters are working as effectively and as fast and efficiently as they possibly can.
After a personal observation of this coverage, prominent advertising executive Leo Burnett wrote,
"The most outstanding piece of news as it was happening reporting I have ever seen."
A news operation of this caliber requires the wholehearted support of KTLA's management. We have this support. Stretch Adler, aggressive vice president and general manager, in the short period of a year and a half, has guided the station to its enviable position of the #1 independent in the country's most competitive market. His leadership can be summed up simply: a helping hand in every situation. Stretch, give us a hand with these guns. Thank you. Move them out of the way. Help him with the ladder. Stretch, come back. Stretch, you're in the front of the camera. Would you move, please? Come back a minute, Stretch. We want you to get this hose out of the way. Tell the lady to move the car. Help her move the car yourself. Come on, Stretch, get moving. Let's get out of here. Awards for broadcasting excellence have been bestowed on KTLA year after year for its service to the community, programming for the people, and dedication to the profession. They Walked in Darkness, a KTLA special, honored locally and nationally as one of the great contributions to the community. The National Headliners Award for the most consistent, outstanding news coverage. Special citations from the governor, the mayor, city officials. The attitude of the community is typified by this quote from one of the West Coast leading columnists.
I have no doubt that when the end of the world comes, KTLA and its crews will be on the spot, covering the smoking chasm, and Cleek Roberts will be reporting it.
What's that? Oh, that. That's a special citation presented for this outstanding coverage.
Thank you. It seems customary to thank someone, so I would like to thank the person or persons unknown who started the fire.
No schedule too big, no order too small, no request unanswered. That's the creed of our sales department. Speedy service from the clerical to the general sales manager. Schedules tailored to suit the advertiser's needs are another vital function of this fast-moving sales organization. A long list of satisfied advertisers vie for key positions in KTLA's dominant children's programs. Looking for a prime position in Popeye? Well, there you are. Popeye. Already have 3 spots in Popeye? I see. Don't go away. I have something here for you. Bozo the Clown. Kids love Bozo. Look at that. You've been in the Bozo show since its inception, I see. Well, let me see. Then we must surely have a Western. Oh. Well, why didn't you say so? Now we're getting somewhere. Just happen to have the best-known children's Westerns in the market. What else? Hop Along Cassidy. A proven success, outstanding rating history, and a natural for merchandising your product. And you may have that. Well, there goes another satisfied time buyer. And there he is. Why not jump on the bandwagon with the ever-increasing list of KTLA's children's advertisers? Total Promotion backs programming. Newspaper advertising is not confined to the LA Mets and magazines alone. 40 dailies and weeklies in many surrounding cities and communities are regularly used. A gross circulation approaching 4 million readers. Reach the people where they are. 3 major radio stations advertise KTLA shows. Giant billboards cover main arteries. Jumbo displays on buses travel thousands of miles promoting KTLA's programs. Every angle is covered, even reaching the commuters by means of bench cards. Nice, huh? Ernie, I mean the bench. Over 750,000 KTLA merchandising impressions appear in 27 publications, delivered to homes and distributed directly to shoppers. To guarantee advertisers success in the competitive LA market and its over 5,000 giant supermarkets, 30 major chains, requires the continuous influence of KTLA's extensive merchandising department to enhance your television buy. Channel 5's performance on behalf of advertisers covers every level, be it in the supermarkets or with added consumer promotion. Ask the 2 million children in Southern California, and they'll know Bozo the Clown, Tom Hatton with Popeye, and Skipper Frank's Cartoon Carousel. Advertisers have enjoyed continuous sales results for their products through the strength of these high-rated children's programs. Other great selling opportunities in the large audiences delivered on Sunday mornings for kids only, and the favorite of the Moppet set, Romper Room. Past season's favorites will again offer proven value, sure profits. Beat the Odds with Dennis James, the leading game show in Los Angeles. Yancy Derringer, starring Jock Mahoney, a rating winner on KTLA. A consistent leader in ARB and Nielsen, H.G. Wells' Invisible Man. Mr. Lucky, starring John Vivian, brings new and fresh audiences to KTLA in its new time period. Gun, starring Craig Stevens. Advertisers will again take advantage of the loyal following. Quality programs, proven sales results. In Channel 5's continuing effort for better quality programs and client sales, we announce KTLA's golden year of programming for the Los Angeles market. Kane's 100. Advertisers will have dramatic commercial value in its first off-the-network success.
That's one way of getting off dope.
The big payoff premiering in its first nighttime exposure. Roaring 20s, profits are off to a roaring start. Starring Dorothy Provine. The KTLA Special of the Week. Advertisers gain added prestige on KTLA Special of the Week. The Walper Sterling Series, each an important television event.
This is the story of the greatest invasion in history, told with a new and unusual dramatic technique, using actual German and American films never before seen. The story of D-Day.
Restless Gun, back for a new and fresh audience. Longtime network favorite. Restless Gun stars John Payne.
It's the Steve Allen Show.
What a better way to end the day than with Steve Allen, the nation's master of late evening entertainment, offering new late evening sales opportunities.
Well, that's about enough questions for now, I think. And now I guess I'll go down in the audience and interview some people. Hello there. What's your name?
Yes, Ernie, it's going to be a big year on KTLA. A golden year for programming. A golden year for advertisers and for your sales success. And naturally, we'll be on the lookout for new, unusual program ideas. No. No, Ernie. No, we don't need it. No, Ernie. No.
It's really me, Cliff Norton. And at this time, I would like to have you meet the people who will be calling on you during the next season to acquaint you with this very fine station, KTLA. To acquaint you with the station and to show you how they can best serve your accounts and get more mileage out of your advertising dollars. Heading the list, of course, our congenial 24-hour-a-day man, General Manager Stretch Adler, and his assistant in charge of programming, Bob Quinlan. A seasoned veteran in the sales field with whom I'm sure most of you are acquainted, Jack Donahue. And Jack's national sales manager, Marty Connolly, who will be calling on you quite frequently. And here's as strong a trio as you'll find housed under any one television roof. Carlo Anarchy, our local sales manager, Bob Mashik, who heads up promotion and publicity, and Jerry Birdwell, Director of Sales Service.